Hate is a strong word, I know, but these are 5 fragrances that I don't particularly like. I'm actually going to provide 5 alternatives to them that I personally prefer. Some of them mightn't be direct kind of similar scents, but they're from the same house or similar kind of genre of fragrance. So stick around, we'll get into it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Matt here. I know it's been a while, apologies for that, but I'm back here with a top 5 list of 5 fragrances that I don't like. And I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but look, I'm just here to give my opinion. This is my opinion, it's absolutely nothing got to do with what you're into. If you're into them, fair play to you. This is my taste, and these fragrances are ones that personally I actually own 3 of them, which is funny. That's what's funny about this video, is I own 3 of the fragrances that I don't like, but I'm providing alternatives for them. Let's get into it. So number 5 on the list that I don't particularly like is CH Men by Carolina Hererra. So this one here is sugary synthetic fragrance. I'm not really into it. This is actually a 200ml bottle which I blind bought in when I started collecting. There's so many people talk so highly of this one. I'm not a huge fan. It's a 200ml bottle. I'm probably just going to get rid of it at some stage, but it's sweet and very, very synthetic, and that's what I don't like about it. Synthetic is not always a bad thing, as we all say. But what I mean is it just smells unnatural. It doesn't smell anywhere natural. It doesn't really appeal to me, to be honest. It's just really sickly sweet fragrance that I don't really like. But the alternative that I think you should try instead of that is CH Men Prive. This is a flanker to CH Men, but this is boozy and much nicer scent. Kind of has a leather whiskey kind of a vibe off this one. Really like it. This is a large bottle as well. I'll always have this in my collection. Really enjoy this one. That's CH Men Prive, which is what I think you should use as an alternative to CH Men. I'd use them both in similar situations. CH Men is said to be known as a date fragrance. I'd use this for the same reason, but I'd also just wear this out on a night out too. Really like it. So that's number 5. I feel that most of the ones on this list are actually going to ruffle some feathers. I'm just being honest what I like. Personally, it's actually funny that I say I don't like this one, but it's Homme. You can see how much of a dint has gone out of this bottle. So I'm just going to tell you why there's such a dint gone out of this bottle. So when I started collecting, I was blind buying a lot. There was so much not good things being said about Homme, so I blind bought it, thinking it was going to be a great decision. Anyway, I bought it and I kind of put it on and I said, yeah, it's alright, like. But I just kept putting it on because of, you know, all I was watching on YouTube, everyone was saying it was so great. But then I came to the conclusion that I just don't like it. Like, it's just too sweet. It's an Irish-based fragrance. It's too sweet for me. Personally, yeah, it's too sweet for me. It kind of gives me a headache, to be honest now. It really just doesn't make me happy at all. The smell of this just turns me off. So I actually decanted 30ml of this as well to a subscriber in a previous video. So that's why there's such a huge dint gone out of it. But it's not one that I personally like. And the alternative that I would ask you to try, which you probably have already for this one, is Dior Homme, the original Dior Homme. The reason I am providing this as an alternative to this is Irish based. This one's too sweet though. But Dior Homme is a creamy iris and it dies down to a nice creamy iris. I'd wear them both also in similar situations. I'd wear, if I liked Homme, I'd wear it to work. That's what I did with, that's why there's such a big dint gone out, but I was wearing it to work when I worked in Dublin. But not a huge fan of it anymore, so Dior Homme is what I'd use instead of that now. I think this is much nicer. It's a softer iris and also has a bit of creaminess to it, which I prefer. And people would also say this one is a bit more feminine. I don't think so, to be honest. The older formulations of this are said to have a bit more cacao, kind of chocolatey vibe in it. I never smelt them once, but this one particularly I really like. Dior Homme. This is my 2nd bottle of this, and I think you should use this as an alternative to Homme. So number 3 on the list, guys, is one that I have tried my damnness to like. There's been so much good things said about this. I've said in a video before that this is one of my most regretted blind buys, and it's Dior Homme Parfum. So this one I know will get a lot of hate. People love it. People think this is a masterpiece. people have given me abuse over saying negative things about this before, but I really don't care. This is what I think of it anyway. I've tried to wear it. I said in my video it was one of my blind buy regrets, but I was going to give it a few more wears in the winter. So I've wore it now, I'd say 3 nights out I've went over the last couple of weeks, and trying to kind of see can I get some sort of appreciation for it. But I can't. I wake up in the morning and just can't stand the smell of this the following morning. I don't particularly enjoy it too much either. So yeah, this is definitely a no for me. Absolutely. This is leather and iris, so it's known for the masculinity of the leather with a bit of iris in there too. Personally, I think it is a bit feminine too, but look, everyone can wear their own thing. I don't mind wearing feminine ones every now and again, but yeah, people think this is super masculine. I don't particularly. So I don't like it just because it's so strong, and the scent just doesn't really appeal to me, to be honest. And so this is Dior Homme Parfum. I will be giving this to someone as a gift or something, I'd say. But the alternative that I would suggest for this one is Valentino Uomo Intense. So this here is also known for iris and leather, and in my opinion it's a nicer fragrance. It's a bit sweeter, a bit more masculine, a bit easier to wear. I don't find Dior Homme Parfum as easy to wear as this. Both cold weather fragrances, wouldn't wear them now on a warm day or anything like that. But yeah, Valentino Uomo Intense is a sweeter iris with a bit of leather in there too. Really nice bottle as well. I like this one a lot, and my girlfriend loves this too, so that's always a plus. But yeah, Valentino Uomo Intense would be my go-to leather iris based scent, and that's number 3. Okay, so guys, I own the first 3, but the last 2 I don't own. This one here is one that I don't mind. I don't particularly hate the scent, but I just hate the performance of the fragrance itself, and you'll know what I mean when I mention the alternative. So the fragrance anyway I'm talking about is Tuscan Leather by Tom Ford. So I don't own a bottle of that. What I didn't like about Tuscan Leather when I tried it first was it was super strong. Really found that it was very much in your face, super strong, unapologetic kind of a scent, which wasn't for me. So it has the leather raspberry vibe. That's what you get off this basically, is leather and raspberry. And it's actually a nice scent, but I think Tuscan Leather is too strong. And it's too expensive also. For 50ml it's about €200 or €180, somewhere around there for a 50ml bottle of Tom Ford Private Blend. And I think it's not a good price. It's way too expensive. Although I would pay it for some of the other Tom Ford Private Blends, but not for that one. Anyways, my alternative that I would choose for this is Ombre Leather by Tom Ford. So this is actually a cheaper version. This is Tom Ford's cheaper line. This was actually in the Private Blend collection, as far as I'm aware, before, years ago. I have never seen it in the Private Blend collection myself since I started collecting, but I've seen other YouTubers say that it was. So this basically is a softer version of the same scent. I like this. It doesn't push too much off the skin. It's just right. The performance is just right. It has great longevity, and it does project a small bit, but not like Tuscan Leather where it'd fill a room. That's the experience I had with Tuscan Leather. It filled a room, and it just grabs too much attention in my opinion. But Ombre Leather, you'd have to be getting a bit closer to someone to get a smell of this off. Still has a nice sillage and all that too, but it's also much cheaper. 100ml bottle here I think is €130, which is much more affordable, lasts you much longer, still get the same scent, and super great quality from this one too. So if you think Tuscan Leather is a bit much for you, try Ombre Leather. I guarantee you'll like it. So that's number 2. So number 1 anyway on the list is actually Maison Kurkdjian fragrance. So I recently bought one, and I got 2 samples with it, and the 2 samples were Baccarat Rouge 540, the Extrait, the Parfum. Absolutely stunning scent, love it, absolutely gorgeous. Don't know if I'd pay the price for the Extrait though, it's very expensive, but love it all the same. And the other sample was Oud Satin Mood, and that's the one I'm talking about. Number 1 on the list here, guys, is Oud Satin Mood by Maison Kurkdjian. I've heard so much good things said about this on YouTube too, and I just can't see why people love it so much. I sprayed it and instantly was turned off. I find it very medicinal, and I don't actually really get much oud off it, to be honest. There's a very medicinal, unusual smell of Oud Satin Mood. that I don't like, and I've let some family members smell it, and one of them said it's the best fragrance they've ever smelled. But personally myself, I won't be into it now at all. I find it very medicinal and sickening, kind of a sickening fragrance. Personally, to me, I think that the longevity is very good on it. You know, if someone does like it, it has very good longevity. I don't get much oud off it. It's just a very medicinal scent that I dislike. And the alternative from the house that I would recommend, it doesn't have the similar scent at all, but it's the one I actually purchased at the time where I got the sample, and that's Grand Soir. So this is an absolutely gorgeous scent. It's a very simple composition. Really, it's just it's an amber vanilla composition. Doesn't have much development or much going on, but it's a really nice gentleman kind of smell. Absolutely gorgeous for the autumn and winter, for the cold weather, and nice bottle. It's just so nice. The price of this is not as expensive as like Baccarat Rouge 540 or Oud Satin Mood. So I get this 70ml for €150, which is affordable enough for a nice a nicely presented niche fragrance, especially Maison Francis Kurkdjian. So it was actually Jess Abouagi, I think, maybe I didn't pronounce that right, but he's a YouTuber, talks a lot about fragrance, and he talks about other stuff too, but he's just recently come back onto YouTube actually. But he put a video out about a year ago about Grand Soir, and it really intrigued me, and I finally got it, and I actually blind bought it, and I'm really happy I got it. It's a really nice gentleman scent, and simple but effective, and Grand Soir is one I'd highly recommend to try from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. So guys, that's it for this one anyway. If you haven't given the video a like, please do. Let me know down in the comment section what you think of the fragrances I mentioned, and if you disagree with me. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take it handy and God bless.